At the Black History Month Literary Weekend. So hello, Miss Pam. How you doing? Wait, I can't hear you. It doesn't look like you're muted, but I can't hear you. Okay, so well, while we're fixing the sound on that, I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about Pam. We're gonna go ahead and put her website on the screen right now, so that way you can take a look at some of her books. But Pam wrote, well, I'm not gonna say she wrote, she curated an amazing anthology, and I think it's special because this anthology was dedicated to men, Black men in particular, and it talked a lot about men's mental health. And I just thought it was so special that a woman would recognize the need for men to be able to talk about mental health in a safe space, because men don't always feel safe enough to talk about these things. So I was very excited that she curated this anthology. And I was also excited because my boyfriend, the Cookie Man, Dedrick Brockington, is one of the authors in the book. So we actually had some of the authors on the show a few months ago when the book was first launched. So if hopefully you were there and you saw that show, because it was a very, very powerful show. If you've not seen it, please go to the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and you can find the link to that show there. The men were very open about how they feel, and so I was honored as a woman to be able to moderate that panel. But I also admired Pamela for just having the foresight to invite these men into a safe space to be able to discuss mental health in a very candid way. I was just telling the audience about your book, Unspoken, that you curated to discuss men's mental health. Why, as a woman, did you feel it was important to curate such a book?
When I did my first book, Is This Me, Am I Her? I found out that I was a mental abuse survivor. So, like most people, when we find out there's something wrong, or we want the answers to whatever the question may be, we Google.
Yes.
So when I Googled mental illness, mental health, mental abuse, each one I Googled came up with men's mental health. Then I Googled one, and it came up with 63% of African American men do not seek help. From there, it just took off.
Why do you think or why do you think, and then what did you read that gave the reason why so many men are not seeking help?
I didn't read it as much as talking to the men around me to see what they said before I actually read it, because I didn't want to read and assume. So I talked to a few of the men, and it was pretty much the same thing. It was the way that they were raised. They were raised not to show weakness. If you cried, you showed weakness.
Right.
You're supposed to carry everything on your shoulders. You're the head of family, and if you show weakness, then the rest of the family would follow.
Yeah, and men always have to show strength, and even sometimes they don't even feel safe to show vulnerability around the women in their lives.
That's correct. So as I continue with this, because we're on book 2, they have to feel comfortable with the person that they're with, or the person that they're talking to. If they are not comfortable, then they're not going to talk. And you can't approach our men with talking down to them, or making them feel less than a man that they are. They need to feel comfortable around you, that what they say to you will stay with you.
Right.
That you're not going to be that person that, I just talked to Dr. Rhonda and she went off and told everybody. They need to know that they're in a safe place with you. And it makes it easier, because I found out also that our men will prefer to talk to someone that looks like them as far as color. If they can find a male of color, then that helps also. I just so happen to be a female of color that, hopefully that they're comfortable talking to.
Well, now what is it about Pamela Coleman that makes these men feel comfortable enough to talk to you? Because on the outset, you're another woman, and probably another Black woman who they probably thought has emasculated them at some point.
I try to draw from what happened to me when I was growing up, to know that nobody should be treated in a disrespectful way.
Yes.
And to have them understand that what you say to me is going to stay with me. And I'm here to help you and not tear you down. There's places for everybody. And, there's places and spaces for everybody. And nobody should be treated like they're less than.
Yes.
Because nobody's less than. We're not the same, but there's room for everybody. And no one, especially our men, should be treated like they're less than.
Amen. Amen. And I'm so glad you say that. And the reason why I harp on that subject is because I hear a lot, especially in talking to Dedrick. When I first met him, one of the things he told me when we first started dating was that he considered me to be his piece because I didn't throw things back into his face, or I didn't beat him down. The world's already beating him down. It's already beating me down. But what do? We go to the people we feel safe beating down, which is often our loved ones and the ones closest to us. And he appreciated that I wasn't doing that to him. So it made it easier for him to talk to me and feel vulnerable, because he knew I wasn't going to shout at him or make him or throw anything in his face or make him feel like less than a man because he confided in me.
Correct. I mean, if they don't have a safe place to go to, then what we're trying to achieve is not going to work. If you have a person that can sit down and talk to you, and then as soon as they, say, this is what's going on, this is how my day was, or this is what happened to me when I was growing up, and then you go, well, the first thing for me, if you suck your teeth, then you already taking what I'm trying to tell you as, less than face value. You just
right.
really didn't want to hear what I had to say. So for me, you've got to make sure that they understand that you truly do care about what they're saying.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't have to say anything. If they just need to sit there and say nothing, but know that you're receiving, that there's something going on. You don't always have to say, what's wrong with you? Don't do that.
Well, if you say it like that, it doesn't sound like you really want to know what's wrong with them.
And I've seen a lot of ladies approach their person, their husband, their whatever, what's wrong with you? Well, they're not going to talk to you. They're not going to talk to you.
Right.
They're not. You just got to be. Sometimes you just got to be there.
Absolutely. So now I'm sure you're bringing this book with you next month to the Black History Month Literary Weekend.
I sent you the other two, but just this morning when I was downstairs, I was like, I probably should send you the ISBN for that one.
Yes, please, because two of your authors are going to be there with you.
Sometimes you just don't think when I'm trying to get everything to you, when you say, I need this, you're like, okay, gotcha. And I grab the first two, not thinking that.
Okay, well, it's not too late to send me this one.
I'll wobble downstairs and get it for you.
Oh, my girl, don't wobble. Please don't wobble and hurt yourself.
Oh, my vertigo is kicking in so bad today. It's crazy.
Well, I thank you for hanging in there then.
I got you covered.
I love you.
I got you.
So what are the other books that you're bringing?
I did Vengeance and Noxious, the Whodunits. So I did the Whodunits too. I was thinking about our previous guest author.
Yes, Stephanie.
And, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing. Mine comes to me while I'm driving, but I'm also a Snap fanatic in all crime shows. So I might be watching something, and my 6 series person, Harper St. James, she will mold into what my psychotic mind comes up with. I'm just saying. There's a book. I think it's the last one. She's out having dinner, and she puts not poison, but I forgot what it was, something in the pool water. Mm-hmm. And he said, let's go for a swim. And she's like, no, I'm going to finish eating my dinner. You jump in. It's acid. That's what it was. It's acid. Oh. So he jumps into the pool, and he's just bopping up and down. And she gets up, and she walks away. But the thing is, she thinks he's dying, but somebody pulls him out of the pool, and the book continues. He comes back as somebody different. Plastic surgery and everything. Yeah. I got that side of my little brain that stays on. I've got 5 books like that ready to go.
Oh.
Yeah. They're all kind of psychotic like that.